Here in Hartford County, Maryland for a school bus project. Got Greg here putting together some of the prep work on the big project we've got going here today. This is a Thomas bus, and I'm going inside and let you take a look at the activity. Jack Dovey.
Hey Tom.
Morning. How you doing?
Good. I thought we'd show some people how to mount a Sonim XP5S in a bus, because we're getting lots of questions right now about where to put them and where they should be. And I just thought we'd give a couple little ideas. This happening to be a Sonim XP5S push-to-talk kit. Notice it has the amplifier with the on-off button, the speaker, and the case to hold the phone in place. Now we're putting these in a lot of different buses across the country right now because people want to be able to communicate with their drivers between dispatch and other buses, and it replaces the two-way radios that some people are going away from now because of cost and replacement and maintenance. So the first thing what you do when you look at a school bus is, where do you have space? And in this particular school bus, which is a Thomas, there's a couple places that you can actually look at. Now, the first thing that people always try to think about is going up here on the dash, which is a bad idea because you have line of sight issues, and in many states you don't want to have anything on the dash because safety is important and you have to be able to see the students and what's going on. What we recommend on this particular device, one that's used around the country, is on this particular bus is to mount it flush down here on the bottom, so it's easy to mount, it's out of the way, your buttons are exposed so your driver can use them. You have a very powerful 20-watt speaker, and you have your amplifier where your driver can get to and turn the on-off button as needed. The other nice feature about putting it down here, it's easy to run the cables to the power source, so you don't have to tear your bus all apart, take the dash apart, and it makes it a lot easier for your installation. Another location sometimes that is used is over here on the far left corner. Notice I just have it here so you get an idea. And again, this is one that your inspector would have to improve, because technically you got good line of sight, it's down low, but it's not as easy to get to over here as it is down here at the bottom. So on a Thomas bus, again, you have a mounting post, which you would mount right here. Now notice this is plastic, so we always want to put a backing plate behind the post so that this post will not pull out of the plastic. Once you have your backing plate in and your post mounted to it, then your driver, and you can adjust it to the proper positioning for use. We're here to talk about a few of the tools that you need to install a GPS lockbox in a school bus or a vehicle. So we're going to show you some of the things that we use at GPS Lockbox. If you look at we always use butt connectors in 3 different sizes: red, blue, and yellow. You need a good supply of O-rings so you can connect to ground, and then you need different fuses that we'll actually install into the fuse taps. Now, the other things that are always important to have is a good power testing tool, a pair of crimps, and a wire stripper, because we're going to be doing a lot of work with taking cables and stripping wires. And then lastly, a good set of fuse taps, so that when you go into an installation, you're not using a poke and wrap or going into the wrong wiring harness and causing an issue with the electrical system of the bus. This particular is a great little way to carry things around, so you have all your tools ready to go. And of course you need a good drill and drill bits. And thank you for looking at our setup.
Jack's going to walk us through the wiring here on the side.
So what you're looking at is the installation of the wiring for a GPS Lockbox tablet kit. There's a couple interesting things that you have. We use fuse taps and you see this 15 amp fuse tap. This is for constant power. We come down here and this is for ignition, and you can actually see how our installer zip ties these cables or these wires into place so they won't vibrate, won't come loose. And right here they're butt connected together for the white wire being ignition and the red wire of course being constant. The unique thing about, an important thing when you're installing, is to make sure your fuse is out of the way, that you zip tie multiple places so that no wires become loose, and we zip tie it all the way up this cable until we get on the inside of the bus. So here you have a very simple install that you can see, easy to maintain, because if you have a fuse tap go bad, you know where they're at. Everything's zip tied so nothing's going to vibrate and shake, and then we go into the security of the cab.